Wait, pause it and find out a move.
I'll do the classic. It's just down and Y. Can I possibly mess that up?
No. Well,
Is it one after another? Okay, so down and Y. I could do this, guys. Okay, down and Y. No! Hello, everyone. It's Jess Adele. Today I'm here with Mike, Andrew, and Dave, and we are ranking all of the core Mortal Kombat games. No spin-offs. You guys ready to do this?
Well,
I feel ready.
Let's do it.
I'm ready for once. I'm actually calm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
there's a fatality at the end of this, isn't there?
Number 11 is Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, and number 10 is Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. So, first little note, apparently this is considered Mortal Kombat 8. Yes, this is like a thing, this is canon.
Yeah, we did a lot of we were like, no, there's no way.
Double checking, triple checking.
And Mortal Kombat 11 officially made it canon.
But
That's true.
on to these games, I hope nobody. So we always kick off with these ranks where people immediately get angry at the thing that we put last, and we're always like, these are all really good games. I'm really sorry if you
You're
like
not
this
allowed
game,
to be angry.
but this is not a good.
It's not good.
game.
There's no blood. Dude, this is not a Mortal Kombat game. It blows my mind that this is actually canon 8.
It's Mortal Kombat
Because
Light.
it's Mortal Kombat Light.
I would actually argue that this one's actually worse, but at the same time, I'm not gonna die on this hill to say this was the worst game. That's a bad game. That's a bad game.
Yeah.
The reason why I feel like this one is worse is because it feels like it's so unpolished. The combos just feel like they were lazily put in. The character designs I'm really not a fan of. Each character only has one fatality, which is just horseshit.
I don't feel like I'm watching Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
No, and I remember when they added swords, I was like, well, just weapons in general. I was like that. I remember not liking that.
And the whole concept is the main enemies are Shang Tsung and Quan Chi. They're the huge final bosses when they were just
They're the Deadly Alliance.
When they were just
man.
regular fighters in previous games. It's like,
They're
really?
trying to bring Onaga. Give me the cases. Get over here.
Oh, it's time.
Get over here.
Mike has feelings.
I bottled it up, but here it is. Okay. This is a fun game, but it's not a Mortal Kombat game. and
Exactly.
I do not accept it.
Yeah.
I do not accept it.
Which
it's
is
a
why it
spin-off.
has to be last.
Right? When we were playing, we had Catwoman versus Scorpion and all that. It's fun, but it's stupid. There's no blood. There's nothing that makes it Mortal Kombat. So it's not Mortal Kombat. If
I
you
do enjoy the Joker, though.
Yeah, you do. Deadly Alliance is a Mortal Kombat game. It is my least favorite actual Mortal Kombat game for the reasons they just mentioned.
Dude,
so they're
this
both
is why the reboot happened. Right here.
These are both they missed the boat. They're both in the friend zone for Mortal Kombat.
Let's
Womp
move on,
womp.
guys.
Can I throw it?
Number 9 is Mortal Kombat 4 / Mortal Kombat Gold.
The thing about Mortal Kombat 4 is that it also kind of missed the boat. No one really cared. It was on the downward climb, right?
Well, we were all worried about
Decline.
the transition to 3D,
Decline.
I think. And
Yeah.
Tekken and Virtua Fighter and stuff had kind of stolen the fighting game spotlight.
Yeah, and this was the game where they abandoned using the actual actors. Digitized actors.
I would any day of the week take digitized animations over the 3D we got in Mortal Kombat 4.
Yeah, it's just not great. The fighting system, they tried to replicate Mortal Kombat 3 a little bit, but also introduced the weapons. It felt really out of place.
And it was the first 3D one. I'm not really into it.
Yeah, this one's just all right. It gets a...
It's just kind of a meh game.
Yeah. Number 8 is Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Well, it really did feel like Armageddon for the series for a while.
I mean, okay, so when we replayed these, I didn't hate this trilogy as much as I thought. And even Armageddon, which I was fully I remember really not liking this game. Upon replaying it, I was like, you know what, it's not... I personally didn't find it that bad, but I think it's in a good spot on the list.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't find it that bad.
The games are definitely getting better
Yeah.
from here on.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
but
The garbage is behind us now.
It's still a terrible game. I remember one time we actually rented this game out. We had a couple of friends together. There was a few of us who actually learned the moves beforehand, but there was this one guy that was always button mashing, and he always won.
Oh, wow.
That's how bad and poorly balanced this game was.
I'm not a fan of this! Okay, so Deadly Alliance, Deception, and Armageddon. This was its own trilogy. and they recycled the graphics engine. So it has 62 characters with unlockables. You can make your own characters.
A lot of characters.
It threw in pretty much everyone. The problem is
trying some stuff.
most of them were clones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the only
And
thing.
when you clone characters, they're no fun.
And speaking of clones, the creative fatality feature, that was horse
Oh
garbage.
yeah, that didn't work at all.
we couldn't get it to work.
But overall, it's a fun game. It just it's not as fun as what came later. That's all. It's really good. I mean, the story is super important too. Like MK11, for example. MK11, MK9.
Well, there is a story mode, but they kind of like completely forget about those two characters that were in the story mode.
Everyone dying on the pyramid and.
No, there is a story mode, and it's not that. It's not worth going into because honestly, I can understand that everyone has forgotten about the
Tune
story
in
mode.
for Dave's 10-part series on the Mortal Kombat story, if he could understand it.
Number 7, Mortal Kombat 3 / Ultimate. And number 6, Mortal Kombat. Oh my
shit, I
god.
don't know any-
Rematch me right now.
I have to say, I feel like these two should be swapped around.
No.
What?
Okay,
No.
hold on. The thing that we need to mention right away is 3 is bad, but Ultimate makes it a little bit better.
I would actually say that Ultimate is still a really good game, especially if you play it in the arcades. I really have to disagree with you. Like, here's the thing, like, it's a great game, the first Mortal Kombat, but it has not aged well. And I'm not just talking about like the digitized sprites. The combat system is not aged well. This one actually does feel like a fighting game. Like there's combos.
Yeah, but they have
there's
to fix it to do it right, because this was nah. Also, Scorpion's not in this. How do you mess up that bad?
They had Smoke, which is kind of like Scorpion because he had the spear.
Smoke and mirrors,
It's
Dave.
not Scorpion.
Give me the boxes. I want the boxes.
Mike wants to
I
go.
like to
Mike,
talk.
to
Okay,
go.
so-
you agree with
so
it? Are you
what-
going to agree? Are you
here's-
going to agree with me?
Well, let's see. So,
No,
so-
I'm only going to let you talk if you're going to agree
sure,
with me.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay, so Mortal Kombat 3, and then you got, it's a sandwich. Do you see what we're doing here? Like, I feel like, okay, so.
It's a mediocre sandwich.
Yeah, so 3 is below 1 in my opinion, and then Ultimate fixed everything. It came out the same year in the arcades. They right away, they swapped the decals on all the arcade cameras. Like, get that shit out of here, right? So that's,
Honestly, it was really impressive how, wow.
I got to throw something. It's
Good
Mike's
for
turn.
you. But yeah, no, it's pretty impressive for the time, like how quickly they got onto correcting it. So I give them major props for it.
I mean, nobody considers 3 the normal Mortal Kombat 3. Ultimate. Everywhere you go, it's Ultimate. Look at the new arcade 1-up thing, not to plug them. It doesn't have 3. It has Ultimate. 1, I'm super nostalgic for. I love this game just like you, but only 7 characters and showing its age like Dave. I'd have to say if I had to be on an island, a Mortal Kombat island with one of these games, it'd probably be 3 Ultimate.
But this has to get some points for being the original Mortal Kombat. For grab, I mean, I know obviously we're not going to like put it in number 1 because it's the original that started all, but it's still
the
that has to be
beautiful
worth
beginning.
something.
Andrew,
Yeah.
go play Street Fighter 1. I grew up on the Super Nintendo version. I didn't grow up with this
Yes,
version. I grew up
hell,
with
the Super
I grew up
Nintendo
with no
version.
blood, and I was a kid, so that was toasty. That was cool.
Toasty.
And my parents bought me that with no blood, and that's how I thought Mortal Kombat was. And then I learned that I was so wrong.
I played this in the arcade before I played it
Yeah.
on Super Nintendo, and even with the lack of blood, I was just really excited to be able to play Mortal Kombat at home. Blood aside, it's a good port. Not the Super Nintendo one.
Well,
It's
I
a-
played
I,
Mortal
would-
Kombat.
I don't think so. There is still a bit of an input delay because the way the animation plays out, there's like you press the button, the animation starts to play, and then it registers the hit. It's like in a fighting game, that's not.
You're
the
just saying that
best.
because I kicked your ass.
Oh!
Play the replay.
Can you do the fatality?
No.
Listen, striker and running. Am I right?
Yes, exactly. Okay, like striker and running. Thank you, Mike. So even though they've like fixed Cabal so he can no longer just like insta combo kill you and there's nothing you can do about it. I think they fixed that in this game. That was horseshit. But yeah, but it doesn't matter. Even though they like fixed some things by bringing characters they left out back, that doesn't change the fact that I don't think this is a particularly strong fighting game. Running is dumb, and the combos just were like clunky, and they didn't weave into the game well. It's not bad, but
Yeah, there are definitely better ones here, which is why we're going to continue to those.
Yeah, although Mortal Kombat Trilogy, kind of like 3, Ultimate, but not that much bit different.
You ruined my transition.
also there are cartridges in here, so we maybe shouldn't throw
It's
them.
okay, they're mine. It's fine.
Do we have a lightning effect? Can we?
No, we don't have that budget.
What?
Next. Number 5, Mortal Kombat Deception.
How
I
come
got-
when you guys throw stuff, you don't go get it, but I threw that. I went to get it. But
Hey,
also
you decided to go get it.
Jess, your sticker's coming off.
Dude,
so,
don't touch my
So
things.
I tried to peel it off so I could put it on better, but
How dare
Mortal
you.
Kombat Deception was a
Surprising.
very decent game.
Yeah.
It held up really, really well. This is another one that I thought was going to be lower on the list, but yeah.
you know what? After 4 and Deadly Alliance, this really does.
Yeah, no, this is way better. This is good.
so much more fun.
Yeah, this is really fun.
Like I wanna.
No, not again.
It's not the best way they've established the story mode. It's like an adventure mode where you go around like talking to people. But as far as the fighting system works, it actually holds up relatively well. The combo systems work much better. There's a great roster of characters this time around. And yeah, I actually kind of like it.
Cali sticks.
You know?
Hey, you wanna go to Cali? Here we go.
Ah!
Oh, you were going to Cali! Out the window!
Yeah, they fixed a lot of the problems that Deadly Alliance had.
Yeah,
like a
absolutely.
lot of them. Like
Like-
the game. Remember how good it felt when we
Yes.
played Deadly Alliance and went to this?
Yes, it was such a relief.
I also love the boss design for this one, Onaga. I think he's a great character.
Does no one disagree with this? Like, we're all good
we all
with
happy
this
where
one,
it is?
right?
I think of the 3, because we considered it a trilogy, it was the most balanced and it was just the most beautiful. It didn't. The graphics engine wasn't old. They fixed everything that was wrong with it in Deadly Alliance.
And its intro cutscene is awesome.
Well, we all agree.
We
Wow.
we
That's-
did it.
That's a weird feeling.
We did it. We
did
can
it.
go home.
We
Do
did
you
it.
agree? Do you agree though?
Yes, like please mess up this beautiful moment in the comments below. Let's continue.
Friendship.
Number 4, Mortal Kombat 11. Yeah, this is okay. This is where things get hard. Like,
I'm disappointed with this game. Like
You're disappointed.
Yeah, like it's got a great fighting system and it's got a great story mode, but the f***ing setup around this game is horseshit. The fact that it's always online. I'm playing this game on the Switch, and every time I start it up, it automatically wipes the save file because it's not automatically online. That. Why is that in the game? Why would you make it an always online Switch game? And also, Towers of Time. Screw that thing. It is awful. Also, trying to unlock anything. Crypt is a load of horse garbage. This game is an absolute disaster.
He's playing the Switch version.
I
but
was
even-
about to say your
Playing the
first
Switch
problem is that you're playing the Switch
Yeah, you
version.
should
like,
switch
here's
to
the
another
thing.
one.
No
Here's the
offense,
thing, though.
Nintendo. I love you. Okay, bye.
Here's the thing, though. Like, from what I've been talking with our reviewer Ty on this one, he's disappointed about the game too, and he's playing it on the PS4 version. So the always online thing, I guess it's less noticeable if you're playing on home console or a PC.
Always online
But
is stupid.
Yes,
just in
it is
general.
stupid. It's ridiculous,
personally
and the
think,
fact that you have
at
to sign in every time you boot up the game is
well,
just
you know-
needlessly adds to the load times.
Do I have to go close to this? Dave, I'm not used to this. Dave, that'd probably all be patched and updated, and people watching this in a few months would be like, "What's his issue?" You know?
But like, here's the thing: like with the always online, that was a design choice from the start.
I disagree. I think Mortal Kombat 11 should be higher.
Wow.
I agree with Andrew.
Played it a bunch. Thank you. Having played it a bunch since release, the always online. I mean, I'm playing on PC with a controller, obviously. The always online hasn't bothered me. I think I do remember the other.
Because PC, but anyway.
But the other day, it was like, hey, you're not online. Your features are going to be updated when you connect to the online mode. And then I played story mode and I was offline. And then when I quit the story mode, it like got me back online and was like, oh, wait, you're back online now. Your rewards are going to count now. The reason people are upset about the crypt mode being like, you know, a grind that you have to do to get through it is because the crypt itself is really cool. It's like a Mortal Kombat museum that you get to explore and unlock and solve puzzles in and find treasure.
It feels needlessly.
But if you took it out, okay, if you took the crypt mode out of the game,
This is an
period,
argument between those two.
if there was no
We're
crypt
out.
mode, would you rank the game like higher? Would you like the game more if it didn't have the crypt mode?
I would prefer it if they just kept it streamlined, straightforward, and not have to put in a needless grind, especially when you have to get a lot of the unlocks from the
But
Towers
can't you
of
just
Time.
ignore it though?
You
But
can
not the
just-
Towers of Time. Not the Towers of Time. You can't ignore that.
Well, you can ignore them if you're not doing the crypt mode. Play the game.
Let's
like,
talk about the
whole
gameplay a
game-
little
yes,
more,
okay.
shall we?
Okay, so
my
if
God.
you're not playing this game out in a shed in the wilderness, the online won't probably be a big issue, especially if you're not playing on a Switch. I think I agree with Andrew that it should be higher than the next one, even though we love the next one.
I don't know if it should be higher than the next one, but like the
That's
gameplay
what you
in
said,
this
Andrew.
game, the game has a bit of a learning curve, but I think the
you can
combos
say that
are
about
really
any game.
well done, right? I think there's a big variety of moves besides just like a lot of damage slowly or a little bit of damage quickly because of the way you can chain combos together, chain abilities into combos, into air juggling, but the other person still has a chance to recover from that. So it really comes down to skill.
Yeah.
And I'm just really, really impressed with the way they've put so much into this game, including loot boxes.
It feels like the combat is really deep in this one.
It's an evolution of 9 and 10, and let's not forget it has Ronda Rousey, right? Am I right, Andrew?
Oh, she's
Am I right?
like,
She's terrible.
No
She's just
offense.
terrible.
I wanted
in
to
this
just
game.
trigger this. I'm
Okay,
just trying
Ronda
to trigger
Rousey is
you.
terrible, but the story is
I'm trying
great.
to
The
trigger
story
you.
is schlocky fun. Like, how fun. The story is so much fun.
But that's why I would put this higher than the next one.
Thank you.
And I would put it with 9 and 10. To me, this trilogy has been like perfection, aside from all the inconveniences Dave mentioned, which I could overlook because I don't give a shit about that. So bottom line for me, this should be higher, and it should be up with the other two NetherRealm games, because the NetherRealm games, the story mode's amazing. I love how it's so cinematic, and there's stuff to do during it, not just the fights. And you get to play as multiple characters. You get to play as like everybody. And take turns.
Not quite everyone,
There's-
yeah.
Not quite everyone, but like it's impressive. So I compared to any other traditional Mortal Kombat game and some of the ones with like lesser stories, in my opinion, this trilogy is like, boom, I love it.
Damn, okay, this is really crazy. Let's just see what's next.
Okay.
Number 3 is Mortal Kombat 2.
Dun, 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 dun. I love that tune.
It was my favorite for like decades, let's say.
Yeah, this is the one that started
You
it
know?
all for me too.
But I'll be honest, maybe it's just because I've played it to death. I'm like ready for like.
Something new.
And the NetherRealm ones are so new and fresh, and there's just so much more depth in the combat and everything. Like.
I agree. There is a bit of a nostalgia factor to it, but I also remember when like that game came out, that was the shit. Everyone was talking about Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, like,
it was
this is like
absolutely
the
everywhere.
major staple.
This game was a huge upgrade.
Seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much faster, like just more fluid in general.
Plus, you know,
And the graphics look way better already in one game.
The fighting system was much more refined.
You
There was
went
better.
from
There
7
was
to
a,
12 characters.
yes, I was about to say there was a better roster. You also had the 2 fatalities, friendships, and babalities.
Hidden stuff.
Yeah,
Hidden
all
stuff.
the hidden stuff. Well, there's more hidden stuff than this time. Last time there was only like.
Killing people with the stage, the pit, you know.
Yep.
smacks
That
on
also
the
was
roof.
pretty
I mean,
damn
Mortal
cool.
Kombat 1 had the pit, but here they added more pits. The spikes
Oh, yeah.
are now on top.
What can you say about 2 that hasn't been said? Everybody knows
There's
2.
nothing bad to say about this game.
It just
Mortal Kombat is what it is today because of this game.
it just comes back to if I was locked in like a dungeon somewhere, and I was stuck with
This
this
scenario?
or any of the NetherRealm games, which one would have more enjoyment out of and more fun and last longer? It'd probably be those ones. So those get my vote.
On to number 2. Not Mortal Kombat 2, rank 2. Anyway. Number 2 is Mortal Kombat X.
See, this is really tough for me because for my number 1 ever is between 9 and X. Even the main game feels amazing.
Whoa! Why does it feel so fast? What have I been playing up until now?
Right?
I think it's good. I'm not sure if, what I liked better, this or 9. But yeah, this feels definitely more like a step up rather than a major leap or innovation.
I think it's a slight step down from 9.
From 9.
I think the story is really good. This is
I
my
would just-
favorite.
yeah, I actually-
story,
Are you gonna have
I think.
another?
Yeah, I kind
Civil
of
War
have
over
a
here?
few issues with the story because I feel like Kotal Khan's character, like he kind of like switches like he kind of like switches allegiances frequently throughout the.
Is Kotal Khan's
The series?
allegiances to Kotal Khan.
Yeah, well, like a lot of his character makes no sense. It keeps on going back and forth between different allegiances. It just feels weird.
So if that's the only beef with the game, that's why it's number 2. Am I right? Am I
Honestly,
right?
like with the gameplay, I think this one is not as good as 9.
But when we were playing, we were streaming these games. We had more fun with X gameplay wise. It was
Yeah,
it
like-
was faster. It was more fluid.
I think like this one is easier to pick up. So like in a way, no insult intended. This one feels a little bit more casual in a certain way. Okay?
No,
Don't hate. The other one,
I am more casual than her, so
there you go.
More casual with the
For
game.
special moves, combos, like I think this one's just easier to pick up for anybody who's new to the series. I think they did that intentionally. And I also think that's why they changed things up with Mortal Kombat 11 and why the gameplay got deeper. But let's just talk about number 1 now. And number 1 is Mortal Kombat 9, aka Mortal Kombat.
Which I still think is very weird.
Well, I mean, because
I
they
mean, it
started
made
numbering them
sense.
again.
They kind of
though.
just like rebooted everything from
They
that
rebooted,
point.
but then
Yeah.
they started number. The next one is 10, and then 11.
Yeah,
Like
I
they
mean,
started
it was
numbering
like
them again.
X, Mortal Kombat X, but then you kind of know. It's kind of like with where is it? Hold on. Wow, there's a lot of games here. Oh, this one. See, like it's like subliminally 5, but it's not in the title. You know what I mean? But anyway.
I mean, if this counts, if this counts as a number,
I'm throwing it.
Yeah. I do want to say one thing. In your face, Michael Atkinson. Ha ha ha. We got this game eventually. Your crusade against R18 plus games in Australia. It failed. It failed. In your face. Ha ha.
Dave is Australian.
Who and where?
In case that wasn't clear.
Mortal Kombat 9 was actually banned in Australia, so I didn't get a chance to play it until at least a year later, because I went to the US later, got the game, brought it back. Got a few copies of the game. and brought it back.
In your face. I could go fly from Australia to America and buy it and bring it home. In your face, Michael Atkin.
What's his name?
But like, this is where the game really went into like kind of not B-movie, but like just unforgivingly like cheesy and over the top.
I think after what happened with Mortal Kombat versus DC, they were just like, okay, let's just be us now.
I'm really conflicted. I love these both like almost equally, but I'm gonna give it to 9 by a hair because the story mode. But it doesn't have things like this have where you interact with the background and stuff. And like I like the faster, more casual gameplay.
And now that's stuck around. So.
I like the gameplay in this one.
But
Yeah.
11 merged these two, but then added a lot of things that this guy doesn't like and this guy doesn't like, and Ronda Rousey. So
No, I like the gameplay. Oh, this one better.
Yeah, for the
yeah.
I think this should be number one.
Oh,
Yeah, I think this should be number one.
So wait. So this one we like. This one we like. This one we like. Where's 11 we don't have the box
Yeah,
yet.
we
We
don't
don't have
Sorry
box.
about
We all
that.
digital. What are you doing? Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Okay, so these on 11 are the only really amazing ones that we love.
Yay.
Okay, that was very dramatic for no reason, and ow my face. Thank you, Mike.
Up in your face.
The mic hit her.
You happened.
Mike hit her in the face.
Mike didn't hit her in the face.
Mike hit me in the face
Microphone
with
hit her in the
Mike.
face.
Okay. Anyway, I think that this one is it just has the best gameplay. It's just the best. It's the middle ground. It's the perfect happy middle ground. If you're playing Mortal Kombat games more competitively, like I think this is where it's at.
Yeah, well, until
Everyone
11,
just agrees.
except,
It feels
except then
weird.
11 came out.
And now I just found out this morning that another game has been banned in Australia, so f them.
Why are we talking about Australia?
I want to go get the DC one and throw it.
I know, right? Don't
You wanna
just
throw it again?
Throw it.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Games don't make you violent, I swear. I swear.
Really, don't
everything-
say that. That's horrible.
Games don't make you violent.
Bring this conversation outside. Just kidding. No, we can settle it in Mortal Kombat. Which one? Pick one. Anyway, guys, that's our rank. Let us know if you agree in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys for being here. See you next time. No one's gonna say bye.
Bye.
Oh, you're so awkward. I'm
Bye.
dying.
Get out of
inside.
here.
No.
Check out these other great clips from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.